The Swiss maestro wins his 101st title as his wounded rival exits Miami with an injury cloud looming over his head. 37-year-old Roger Federer continues to add to his trophy collection after producing an emphatic display to defeat an injury-stricken John Isner 6-1, 6-4, in the final of the Miami Open. Federer, who made his Miami debut back in 1999, overwhelmed a frustrated Isner throughout their latest clash on the tour, forcing Isner to move out of his comfort zone by the baseline and towards the net. A nightmare scenario for the American, who was hampered by a foot injury. Nevertheless, it was Federer's dominant performance that highlighted the match as he hit 17 winners to 7 unforced errors. Even more impressive was his ability to win 32 out of the 35 points behind his serve. To stand here, with the trophy, after so many years is absolutely incredible, Federer said during the trophy ceremony. John is a great player, a great person. I'm so sorry for your foot, but I'm positive for you, it's all good and you'll be playing great tennis for the rest of the year. He added. Walking to the premier court at the Hard Rock Stadium to play a record 50th Masters final, Federer was expected to be in for a tough battle. Heading into the clash, 6 feet 10 inches, Isner had only lost 4 out of his 60 service games throughout the tournament. However, Federer dictated the match from the onset with the use of his shot selection to place the nerve-stricken American into uncomfortable positions around the court. After just 25 minutes of play, the former world number 1 broke Isner's lackluster serve 3 times en route to clinching the opening set with relative ease. It was just a dream start for any player. It relaxes your nerves, Federer commented about breaking Isner in the first game. Maybe I broke too many times in the first set. I felt like I've made too many jokers already. Embed from Getty Images. During one stage, Federer won 21 consecutive points behind his serve before Isner ended the run at 2-2 in a more competitive second set. Finally, the Swiss player was being placed under some pressure by his fast-serving opponent, but it had little impact on the outcome of the match. Besides dealing with a fierce performance from his rival, Isner was also hampered by his own physical issues, taking a medical timeout at 1-6, 3-4, due to his left foot, which had strapping on throughout. After certain points, Isner was seen showing glimmers of pain following exchanges between the two, something that became even more visible following his timeout. A game away from winning the title, Federer's opponent was barely able to chase after the ball, shouting to his team in the crowd, "I can't move," an anticlimactic end to the 2019 tournament. Admirably, Isner kept battling to the delight of his home crowd, but the lack of movement allowed Federer to break once again and clinch the win, doing so with the help of a Hawkeye challenge which ruled Isner's backhand shot out on match point, an outcome that prompted jubilation for Federer and commiseration for Isner, who was consoled afterwards by tournament director James Blake. "Roger, congrats. You were entirely too good today. You were entirely too good this whole tournament. You were entirely too good your whole career. We're so lucky to have you. Never retire," Isner said in tribute to the 20-time Grand Slam champion. Miami is Federer's 101st title on the ATP Tour and his 28th at Masters 1000 level. Only Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic have won more Masters trophies than him. Federer has also become the first player in 2019 to win a second ATP title after the first 19 events of the season were won by different players. "Thank you for so many years that you still come out and support. I was lucky enough to play every match on center court and you guys were perfect. I had a blast. Of course, I hope I see you again next year," he said to his army of fans in the crowd. Federer exits Miami with 1,000 ranking points and prize money of $1,354,010. He will remain in 4th place in the ATP rankings when they are updated on Monday. Embed from Getty Images is the men's tour a fair playground for all players. Stefanos Tsitsipas, photo by Chrysler, copyright at Sportvision. Newly crowned Miami Open champion Roger Federer believes that he and his rivals on the tour do not get preferential treatment from umpires despite a claim by a fellow top 10 player. Australian Open semi-finalist Stefanos Tsitsipas has triggered a debate in the sport following comments he made during the Miami Open. The Greek was playing in a doubles match alongside Wesley Koolhof against the renowned Bryan brothers. During an argument with the umpire, Gianluca Mascarella, Tsitsipas suggested that the American duo were being given many privileges, something he then linked to Federer and others. Tsitsipas asked Mascarella, "Why are you giving them so many privileges?" Mascarella responded, "It's not a privilege, they have the right to do it, it's all I can do. The feeling that I have is that you're giving them privilege like you do with Roger and everybody else." Tsitsipas added, "Here's a video of the moment. Tsitsipas complaining that the Bryans get privileges just like Federer. Interesting." Video camera at Tennis TV, at Miami Open pic.twitter.com/4xdjcosm8l, Joe, at Prada Girip3, the 30th of March 2019. During a question and answer session on Twitter, the 20-year-old stood by his claim on Sunday. When asked to elaborate on his previous statement, Tsitsipas said that double standards does occur and it was unfair. The Greek didn't single out one player, but a group. Most probably the Big Four of men's tennis who have dominated the sport in recent years. I think players that have been doing really well over the years, players that are generally much respected in the tennis world, have privileges when it comes to certain rules and umpire decisions," he wrote. "I felt this couple of times when playing these guys and I think it's a bit unfair. Roger Federer is always going to be my favorite player no matter what. I don't want to drag him into this. It's not his fault or intention, it's the umpires that are trying to protect them more than they are supposed to. Nothing more than that." Stefanos Tsitsipas at Steph Tsitsipas, the 31st of March 2019. Whilst some may see the valid point being made, 20-time Grand Slam champion Federer has a different interpretation. Speaking to reporters in Miami on Sunday, the 37-year-old argued that umpires find it easier to handle a top guy, dismissing any suggestion he's treated differently on the court. "I think the umpires know the top guys, and they know their problems, or they know how they behave, or they know how they are going to react, so they know what acting stupid and silly means and what normal is," he said. "I think because we know each other very well, it's easier for the umpire to handle a top guy that they know over an up-and-coming guy like Tsitsipas or a young guy. And that sometimes gets lost in translation and maybe bad mistakes can happen." Continuing to defend his position, Federer says that he also gets penalized on the court like other players. Citing the code violation he recently received at the Dubai Tennis Championships, he was punished for a verbal obscenity. "I don't see preferential treatment, to be honest. There shouldn't be. If I get warnings, and I do get warnings sometimes, it's normal," Federer stated. "So they should just, based on what happened, take those decisions, and I really feel, how do you say, the umpires do that. I'm sorry that Stefanos feels that way." Both Tsitsipas and Federer will return to action on the European clay in the coming weeks. Federer gives title number 101 another try, while Isner looks to defend his Miami title. Roger Federer, photo by Chrysler, copyright at Sportvision. A month ago in Dubai, Federer lifted his 100th winner's trophy above his head. 2 weeks ago in Indian Wells, he was just a few games away from number 101, but was outplayed in the end of that final by Dominic Thiem. Now in a tournament, where he's looked sharper with every passing round, he'll face an opponent most players don't enjoy playing against. 2018 was the best year of John Isner's career. While he started last year by only winning 2 of his first 8 matches, everything changed in Miami 1 year ago. That was the biggest title of his career, a run that included victories over 3 of the top 5 seeds. Later in the year, he advanced to his second major semifinal, where he went down in defeat in the longest semifinal of all time. This year he slowly built the momentum on the North American hard courts, and advanced to this final without dropping a set. To be back in the finals is a good accomplishment for me. Roger Federer 4 vs. John Isner 7-6, 7-6, 7-5, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6. Those are the scores of Isner's matches in this tournament. He's played 9 tiebreakers, and prevailed in each one of them. We'll likely see more tiebreakers on Sunday. In their 7 previous matches, they've played 8 tiebreaks, with Roger winning 5 of them. As Chris Fowler of ESPN highlighted, Isner has never broken Federer's serve on a hard court. I'm just finding myself pretty calm in those situations. The reigning Miami Open champion commented about his success in tiebreakers. Maybe it's a little bit mental. I'm definitely playing my best tennis when I have been in that situation this week, there is no doubt. Federer is 5-2 overall against Isner. John did win the last time they played on tour, at the 2015 Paris indoors. Isner's other victory came in a Davis Cup match on clay in Switzerland. This is their 4th meeting on an American hard court, and Isner is yet to defeat Federer in the US. Those stats do not count their actual last meeting, at last September's team event, the Laver Cup. That was also played on a U.S. hard court, with Federer saving match points and pulling out the win in a 10-point tiebreak. While the Laver Cup is not an officially recognized event, the result is certainly legitimate, as both players were obviously giving their all. I know what to expect, that he will not miss many serves. He's got an amazing serve. One of the best in the game, forever. It's really hard to play against him, Federer said during his on-court interview with ESPN on Friday. Of course, this match will likely come down to just a few pivotal points where a break or a mini-break is up for grabs, and that gives Isner a legitimate chance. Federer will feel less pressure to hold his serve than Isner, knowing his previous inability to break Roger. That being said, Federer has struggled to convert break points in a few recent cases, most notably against Tsitsipas in Australia and Thiem in Indian Wells. If that trend continues here, that's big trouble for Roger in a match where break points will be so limited. All things considered, I give Federer the slight edge to win his 4th Miami Open title. 6 facts to know about the final embed from Getty Images. This is the oldest combined final in the history of the men's tournament. Federer is 37 years old and Isner is 33. Federer has a 15-1 win-loss record against American players in the final of tournaments. His only loss was to Andre Agassi at the 2002 Miami Open. Isner has already won 9 tiebreaks in the tournament so far in what is a career best for him. Federer could become the first player on the ATP Tour to win a second title in 2019. The first 19 tournaments have all been won by different players. Isner is bidding to become the 4th person in history to defend a title in Miami. Following in the footsteps of Pete Sampras, Novak Djokovic, Agassi and Federer. Federer will be playing in his 50th Masters 1000 final and will be bidding to claim his 28th title. Regardless of the outcome, he will remain 3rd on the all-time list for most trophies won at that level. Rafael Nadal leads with 33 titles, followed by Djokovic with 32. The full head-to-head record, Federer leads 5-2. 2 of the WTA's most well-liked players and reserved characters will fight it out for the biggest title of their careers. Karolina Pliskova, at Kapliskova, Twitter, by Matthew Merriolf. In 2016, Karolina Pliskova advanced to the U.S. Open final. One summer later, after consistent results over the next year, she briefly held the #1 ranking. Since that time, she's failed to take her career to the next level, or reach another major final. But now with Renee Stubbs and Conchita Martinez in her corner, her play has steadily improved over the past 6 months. With a win today, she would move back up to number 2 in the world. Ashley Barty, at BT Sport, Twitter. In 2014, Ash Barty decided to walk away from the tennis world at the age of 18 despite already achieving success as a doubles player. She spent the next year as a professional cricket player in her native Australia. Barty returned to tennis in 2016, but immediate results did not come as she battled injury. But by 2017, she found herself ranked inside the top 20 in singles. Then earlier this year, she reached her first major quarterfinal. Now she'll debut in the top 10 with her run to the final in Miami. Karolina Pliskova, 5 vs. Ash Barty, 12. They've split 4 previous meetings, 2 of which were on hard courts. 18 months ago in Wuhan, Barty prevailed 7-6 in the third. In last year's US Open round of 16, Pliskova won in straight sets. Karolina will look to control the rallies with her power, while Barty will look to use her variety to give Pliskova different looks and move her around the court. Considering neither of them exactly crave the spotlight, X's and O's may not be as important as who better handles the moment. In a match of this magnitude, where their previous matches have been tight, experience on a big stage such as this will be crucial. But a definitive edge for Pliskova, who played in the US Open final in this same country a few years ago. I look her the life the winner's trophy on Saturday. Other notable matches on day 13, Bob and Mike Bryan, at Usta, Twitter, defending champions Bob Bryan and Mike Bryan, 3, going for their 118th career title as a team, versus Wesley Koolhof and Stefanos Tsitsipas.